started thinking differently about what it meant to be a potter. You know, the less about the material of the craft, but more about the kind of the possibility of transforming. That, like, how could I think about raw material and synthesize raw material, the material of the city, the material of the body? How could I transform material from whatever its inert, innate, intrinsic properties were to something that worked toward a set of devices that would push me further? I decided that it wasn't really about my ability to make a bunch of pots. It had more to do with my ability to, like, invite people into a set of ideas. That when Dana started to sing about bowls, jars, and teapots, I found that I could bring my whole body to the conversation of clay. That if it were the case that the histories of American craft left me out, that my voice gave me an opportunity to kind of like push the trajectory forward a little bit. That there was a way in which a new kind of cultural material production was happening. That the clay production was a choir rehearsal instead of just the thing that happens at my wheel.
Those jars, teapots, sell my wares. Those jars, teapots, sell my wares. Those jars, teapots, sell my wares. Those jars and teapots, sell my wares.
That there's a way in which Yao's voice, a soul singer, my best friend, would always be like, well, Theaster, what's all this museum stuff you doing? Or like, where you going? Or like, who are all these white people at your house? How did all this happen? You know, like, what, you know, that like the people who were dearest to me because of the contemporary art world, or because I took classes at Lil Street and none of them were potters, there was a way in which I felt disconnected from all of the people who were dearest to me. Like, how could this material separate me from the things that are like the people and the things that are most important to me? So I was trying to figure out devices whereby more of myself could be embedded in more of this material. That the cultural community that was dear to me had a right to be a part of that material culture that was also dear to me. And so I started just thinking differently about myself, thinking differently about what the function of craft was. And that the function of craft was to kind of carry culture. That it was to act as a catalyst by which people would want to continue the beautiful legacies that had existed in the past. And that here I was with what ended up 200 black people who never thought a lot about a particular material or their relationship to a certain set of hand practices, but by figuring out, talking through, workshopping the value of this person, Dave, that all of a sudden there was this like interest in like how to make a pot. That by singing about bowls and jars and teapots, folk were wanting to be a part of the thing. I can't talk about this other